Yo, Bootleg podcast episode number whatever the fuck, whatever episode it is. Technically, second appearance on the podcast because we did something on Zoom with the Black Soprano family.
Right.
Benny the Butcher is here.
Yes, sir. I'm in the building this time, though.
He's in the building. This is the way we like to do it, man.
Exactly.
I don't do Zoom for a lot of people. We did Zoom for you and for Action Bronson, so I had to make a couple exceptions.
Right.
But we got Benny here. Burden of Proof is officially out, and damn, Hey, look, man. I feel like
yes, sir. The
whole crew's been active all year, but you just kind of saved all the ammo for like the fourth quarter.
Yeah, man. To be honest with you, because I'm always honest. That's the only way I know how to be. I would have been put the album out, but it was just so dope that we wanted to find a home for it so we could do something extra with it, so we could do something special with it. We wanted to line everything up with it, so that's why we held on to it. But we could have been put this shit out. You know what I'm saying? It was a business decision. You know what I'm saying?
Talk about because I went to a couple of the sessions when you and Hit were working at Chalice on this project, and I remember when Hit he told me like, no, we gonna do like a whole situation.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't even realize like I knew Hit Boy was like, I mean, of course, all-time great producer. He's been a friend of mine for a lot of years, but like he really got in his bag like on some shit that like we probably ain't used to hearing him on. Like, how did the chemistry and the relationship start with you and Hit Boy?
Oh man, so just by him reaching out to me and telling me to come through, let's work, already gave me an idea what type of person he was.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Because he didn't have to do that.
Right. Because this was like late last year?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I come out just kicking it with him. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
He's a cool
great dude.
And me, I'm
very humble.
Exactly. And I'm kind of like the same way. You know what I'm saying? So it was like the synergy was just there. You know what I mean? I enjoy working with him. I love the direction he give me when we working on these records. I like working with like producers instead of like just the beat makers. And you know what I'm saying? I fed off his energy. You know what I'm saying? He got like, I'm coming through, I'm seeing rappers through there and shit.
Oh,
like
yeah,
that.
everybody be up in there. I mean? Like, oh shit, T Grizzly's here, and then Big Sean is there.
You know what I mean? Right, Janae Aiko.
Right.
Nas.
Crazy.
I bumped into a lot of people there, so it's like, okay, I like this energy. Dom Kennedy, my boy, he always chilling through there, you know what I'm saying? So that type of energy there, you know, I like that.
Me and you were talking, and we were talking how this is your most commercial sounding project. Mm-hmm. Obviously, we know Griselda, and that's why I think it was so dope for you to pivot away from like, you know, kind of the typical Griselda sound, because hey, like it works. It's great. That's what we love. Mm-hmm. But I just thought it was dope just to see you kind of step out of your comfort zone. How do you feel about sonically where this album is, and are you afraid of any sort of like, you know, man, Griselda fans are crazy and they're extremely like, I feel like they're a little like, anytime you have fans that are like that with cult followings, they feel like you're theirs.
Yeah, they feel like, you know what I'm saying, you're theirs. They feel like, you know, like we help you get to where you at, so don't change on us and but I understand where they're coming from, but to be honest with you, I am Griselda. You feel what I'm saying? So I am the Griselda sound. If I motherfucking spit on a song, nigga, that's the Griselda sound, because I am Griselda. I'm Benny the Butcher, 1/3 of Griselda that helped build this shit and put it where it's at. You know what I'm saying? What I brought to the table definitely played a part in to where the gang got today. You know what I'm saying? Just like Weston, just like Conway. So I am Griselda, so I don't understand it when they say that. They just typically they love that dark shit with
Derringer and
Al. You know what I'm saying? Though that is our chorus sound, so they kind of don't want us to, you know what I mean? But it's their fault. Y'all done blew us up so big. Yeah. Y'all the fans. Y'all did it. Y'all done blew us up so big that, you know what I mean, that we getting different opportunities. And let me say this, and I was saying this before the album came out. A lot of times we would cross the bridge, but 9 times out of 10, when people work with us,
they come to your bridge.
Exactly.
They come on your side.
Exactly.
You bring them to your world.
So more of me sounding like the mainstream artist y'all usually hear Hit Boy work with, he's gonna sound You know what I'm saying? He on his gutter shit because he's a chameleon. He tapping into his bag.
Sure.
That's what
he
it
can
is.
do anything.
It's
Hit boy can do
exactly.
anything.
It's a new challenge for him. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, them Griselda niggas tap in with Benny. Let's do that. Let's see. You know what I mean? So
and it's worked out.
exactly, and it's beautiful.
Yeah. Give me for people who are we good? Okay. Now I was gonna say for people who don't know, man, let's kind of like go all the way back. Like we all know you're from Buffalo. Mm-hmm. Were you born in Buffalo?
Yeah.
When like kind of give me like a little background of your childhood, man. Like how did you come up? Like what made you first get into rapping, and like what like how old were you when you first like really kind of made the decision to do this shit like all the way?
Man, growing up was dope, man. I was born on Montana Avenue on the east side. I moved to the projects, and we was always having our cousins over and always watching TV and watching the movies and stuff like that. So I always was in love with music. Like I used to love Wild Wild West. That was my song. You know what I'm saying?
Kumo D?
Yeah. When that used to come on, my mom used to call me like, yo, your song going. You know what I'm saying? So I always loved that. We used to stand in right in front of the TV and just, you know what I mean, act out whatever they was doing in the video. You know what I mean? So I always had that love for music. When I was inspired to do it, I'm like, damn, I was above average. I was better than average. So it was something that I wanted to pursue. Like when I was about 15, you know, it's a group from my hood named Killer Brown. You know
okay.
And it's just like older dudes from my hood. When I say older, a couple years older than me. I grew up with these dudes, went to school with them. These is my homies to this day. They had a rap group called Killer Brown. They're from my block, Montana Avenue, and they performed at the Apollo. They used to do all the back to school shows. They used to do like regular shows. They wardrobe was always put together. So I come from that. You know what I'm saying? It's a long line of that, like from my neighborhood. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So we were about 15. You started to take this rap shit serious. I think that it's important that people realize, like, man, you've put in so much work over the years, and this was not like some overnight success shit. Like, I'm sure at a certain point in time, like was there ever a point in time where you were close to giving up on the rap shit? Cause like, yo, man, like, you know, it's like I said, it's a marathon out here, especially being from Buffalo, kind of having that underdog mentality coming out of that city anyway. Like,
well, being a hustler and being so in love with this business and being so hungry and wanting to pursue it so bad, I did have them run-ins in and out of prison, and I didn't tell myself that I'm about to leave the rap game alone. I never said that. But what I told myself is that, you know, you might not never like make it big. You know what I'm saying? And I was okay with maybe getting it to a point where I was just making like local music, local money off of it. You know what I'm saying? Long if it was like maybe, you know, like 10 bands a month off music, I would have been good with that, or maybe even less.
Yeah.
Long as I could have made music and feed my family, because I was just so sick of the street shit and all of that. So if I could have made it to that point, I would have been happy and felt like I was successful. So I didn't never even need all of this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I've been telling people, like, if you can like pay your bills off of music, like, you're successful. You might not be like platinum or like most people just go to work every day and do some shit they hate, and that's how they pay their bills. You say you went to prison a few times. What was the longest stint you did when you were locked up?
2 years.
2 years. What year was that?
It was 2000. Was it 2003?
Yeah, I was in high school in 03.
Yeah, that's where I was supposed to have been.
So 03, you did a couple of years. Obviously, what were the charges?
Attempt to distribute. Lying, like I lied about my name. What's that?
Oh yeah, giving false information.
Yeah, giving false information.
You get pulled over like, I don't got my ID.
I did it in federal court. They already had me on I was on a run for some other shit. So when I got caught up, I'm not knowing how this federal shit go. Like when they got you, they fucking got you. I'm thinking I'm about to lie about my name and leave some crazy shit. So I lied about my name. And they made me put I remember the fake name I gave them. They made me put my hand on the Bible, raise my right hand. It's like, state your name. I stated my name. I said, Benny Lyman. Before I can get my hand down, the DA was like, actually, Your Honor, his name is such and such. I said my real name, and there you go, new charge.
Damn. So they was just, they already had you.
Yeah. They just set me up to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Damn. So you did,
trying to be slick.
When you was in for 2 years, was that a time, because, you know, we all talk about we had Fredo Bang in here, and he was kind of talking about how like prison kind of helped reset his mentality. There, I feel like there's really no, there's certain ways to look at the prison shit. For the most part, it really doesn't rehabilitate anybody, but there are situations in which people come out with a new mentality. Like, how like, do you think that it helped you at all? Like going in there, like
I know
it did.
It's fucked up to say that. Anytime I ever went behind that wall, I needed it. You know what I'm saying? The people who watching this interview, they know what kind of person I am, and they know what kind of person he is. If you watching this interview, if you ever been in jail, you know you needed it. It's fucked up to say, but
it's almost like if that wouldn't have happened, you might have died or something.
Definitely, or would have ended up doing something to get more time. You know what I'm saying? So, everything happens for a reason. I'm a firm believer in that, and I was just young, doing shit, not thinking I'm untouchable, and catching a federal case at 18. You know how the federal case, that shit is.
You got to do what 70% of the time, no matter what, right?
If
it's a Fed case, it's something like that.
They change it every time.
Right.
They come with their bullshit, so it's like
if the feds are coming at you, it's not like yo, man, like good luck. That means that they're not coming at you unless they got you.
Exactly, 9 times out of 10. So after going through that, like I kind of knew more. Like, man, you better, if you doing that, you better, boy, because when they come, they go, or I knew certain people who had a Fed case, and they like, okay, I got this case, I'm about to do this. I'm like, no, don't do that, because they will lose you. You know what I'm saying? You'll never see your family again. So I knew, even though I was hard headed still at times, but I still I got to learn from that.
So you had to do Fed time those 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Was that I heard, are federal prisons supposed to be like nicer than other ones?
Yeah. Okay, boom. I ended up going to a federal camp. I was in there with Emory Jones.
Okay, yeah.
He was in the same federal camp. And basically, I remember I got to the Atlanta USP, and I was talking to my bunkie. He was telling me about the Atlanta camp. He was like, yeah, I was at the camp, and you know what I mean? I went to the mall, I left. He talking about leaving the prison and going to a mall. And I'm like, I'm not even paying attention because it don't even sound real. So I'm thinking like it's just cap or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I end up making it to a camp, and people are leaving the jail. It got a gate around it, but it's like no gun towers, and it's like the perimeter is next to a medium security prison, and it's a minimum security prison. You know what I'm saying? For people who's on their way home.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Emory was there at the end of his bed. So yeah, people leave a motherfucker. That's what people do. And I left. My baby mama came. I left. I got some pussy. I brought shit back into jail and everything. Had a cell phone, all type of shit. Jordans, Henny, everything.
So you could have, first,
motherfucker could have brought in a bazooka.
So at that point in time, they're not considering that shit contraband, or did you have it tucked?
Hell yeah, they didn't know we had that shit.
Where do you hide a bottle of Hennessy?
To be honest with you, we held it. Okay, first it's a team of us.
Right.
Shout out my man Sandman, my man Sway, my man Just. Those are dudes I was locked up with. Sandman, he used to be like a porter. He used to like do the trash.
Yeah.
So he used to like hide the shit under the trash can. He's the only person who touched the trash on the unit. So he used to hide the shit under the trash
Under
can.
the trash lining.
Yeah, hell yeah. So what we did, it was glass bottle though. So what the fuck is glass doing on the prison compound?
Right.
What we do is, after we drink the bottle, he'll put the glass in a pillowcase, break it up real fine, and dispose of it. So, you know what I'm saying? Hell yeah. Shit's crazy.
But damn, that's crazy. So you got to leave, get pussy, bring shit back in.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of like, I mean, that shit sounds.
That shit sound crazy. Now, mind you, even though this is a camp, this is still prison.
It's still prison.
It's
of
still
course.
fucking prison. So it's people in here who been in here for 20 years, who never did no shit like that in 20 years. It was just niggas like that in there who just wanted this for me to tell the story. Okay, young blood. So I heard you left yesterday. Man, how was it out there?
Can I smell your fingers?
No, for real, like these niggas they can't believe I was just out there like that. You know what I mean? Back in here, these niggas been down for 20 joints.
That's crazy. Hey, so you said you were locked up with Emory. Did you guys have a relationship when you were locked up together?
Man, Emory, he was a dude. Everybody bothered Emory
because they knew
it was like, yo, this. You know what I mean?
They knew that was Hove's man.
And we know when this nigga go home, he was going to be an
set
icon.
up.
Even
yeah,
though
of course.
he came home and he worked for his, and he became
for sure
his own man.
Oh, for sure. I mean, yo, man, like, obviously we don't really know exactly what happened, but he kind of, he took that on the chin for the big homie. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. You know what I mean? I really let M live. You know what I'm saying? But we knew of each other. We knew who each other was.
So, like, were you? Because in prison, you know, where like, were you like known as a rapper there? Like, were you like, were there ciphers going on? Like, or was it something that you just kind of like didn't advertise to people?
Man, hell yeah. I advertised it. That's nothing that I couldn't hide. See, now, in federal prison, they got things that they call cars. They'd take you to wherever state you from. When you get on the compound, they're like, where you from? I say Buffalo. They be like, okay, we'd take you to the New York car. So that's what they did. They took me to the New York car. It was niggas from Brooklyn, Harlem, bung, bung, bung. You feel what I'm saying? Even though New York is one place, you already know how that is. It's territorial. You know what I'm saying? You know, niggas. You know how New York niggas is. They looked at me like, this nigga from Buffalo.
Yeah, come on, man.
Exactly. So I caught that vibe. You know what I mean? And then I really just was on my own. You know what I mean? For a second, till niggas see me coming back with that big bag of commissary all the time. You know what I mean? They see I'm moving with a certain way. So, you know, niggas get in my business. They start talking to me then about prison. It's about open up doors in prison. When I first get to jails, I used to never let nobody know I rap, because I know I'm about to rap my ass off and then the whole jail gonna be on me. Yep. So I took like 2 months off before letting people know I rap, because 9 times out of 10, I'm always like the most professional rap nigga there. Now throughout all of this, I had a video. Through this time in jail, I had a video on BET Uncut. So I was always the most professional. I had flyers, I had all type of shit, CDs, and so niggas like, oh no, he really rap. You know what I mean? So it's nothing that and this one jail, they had a spot where niggas rapped every Friday night.
So everybody would just be in there, just going in.
Every Friday night, when niggas would meet up on this common, to be a whole bunch of niggas in that rap. I went to that shit like 3 times, buried that shit, and didn't go for the rest of the time I was at that jail.
Damn, that's crazy. So you're in prison. This is 03 to 05-ish. Let's just say that ballpark. Can you talk about, because I have my history with taking L's in life, and what is the biggest L you ever took in the streets? Do you remember? Whether it was something that got caught up in the mail, or there's different ways that things can get.
Well, now when this happened, I was locked up, but this is the team. You know what I'm saying, before I go to jail, we was moving, doing what we do, and then I got this new, and I'm only in jail for a violation, so I'm about to come back home. So I leave the organization, and I go to jail, and then I hear the news like, man, I'm like, fuck. So when I like come home, we like starting from scratch, basically like 100 pounds of weed.
It's crazy too, because being in LA and just kind of knowing like what packs will move for, like you'll probably get the most for a pack in fucking Buffalo.
Yeah, hell yeah. Hey, yo, the person who got caught with that is probably still on probation for that shit right now.
Yeah, it's a lot of weight, bro.
Yeah, for real.
Would you guys ever like come out to,
it was a female too.
Oh yeah, she
held it down.
That's kind of the go-to, right? You get the chick that's down, and
she held it down, and it wasn't her first rodeo neither.
And then the forming of Griselda, you being officially involved with Griselda, like fast forward, you get out of prison. When was that something that like kind of started to like become like official?
What, the Griselda thing?
Yeah.
This a whole different time I'm coming out.
This is later.
Yeah.
Okay. Wes
and Conway and me, we always been doing our thing for years. It's just evolved into different things. Like we was all fucking with DJ Shay. You know what I'm saying?
Rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace, DJ Shay. We was all signed to Shay. And then I kind of like stayed with Shay, but I was with Shay's company. Then I kind of like brought Shay into my company. I learned a whole lot from him.
Right.
I kind of like, he like learned so much from him. He like catapulted me to start my own shit. And he just helped me. Same thing with Wes and Conway. They was doing they own shit over there, but we was always doing songs together. In like 2016, that's when I noticed it. 2015.
Okay.
That's when I noticed what the fuck they had going on. But around that happened to them. And people ask me this question, but I was brought in on Griselda. You know what I'm saying? By the time Wes brought me in, the Shady deal was right there. You know what I'm saying? I was put in on that. When he found out he was about to get the Shady deal, he like, oh shit, let me go get my cuz. You feel what I'm saying? So he put all the pain in to get to that point. You feel what I'm saying? Him and Conway. So when I got brought in around that time, 2016, I was just hungry, ready to go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel like you were kind of, watching those freestyles back then. Like, I just remember, I forget which, I think it might have been on Static Show. You had the fucking LaShawn McCoy on. Mm-hmm. You had the Buffalo Bills hat. And I was like, obviously it was about Gunn and Conway at the time. And then like, yo, this dude Benny is crazy. Yeah. And I almost felt like every time you had the opportunity, you were like, yo, I gotta like show my ass on these fucking freestyles.
And that's what it was. And them dudes always motivated me to do that before, like, you gotta kill this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yo, I feel like Tana Talk 3 was such a very important moment in your career. I feel like that you were putting out dope projects prior to that, but I feel like that was like the project where like you really like started to really like step into your own as far as acknowledgement in the industry. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you remember like that album coming out? Like, did you have the feeling that like things were going to change after that? Because it felt like that album comes out, obviously Plugs I Met was really that project. But I feel like Tana Talk 3 was like kind of your coming out party, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and that's what happened for it. But did I see it? Yes and no. I didn't see it because this is all uncharted territory for me. I really don't know what to expect. You feel what I'm saying? I know Conway doing good numbers. I know Wes is. Like I said, they brought me in. That don't mean you know what I'm saying? So, but I did believe it because, niggas was telling me that. Like, yo, watch when Tana Talk 3 drop, watch this. I'm telling you, everybody I played that for before it came out had the same reaction as when it came out. Like, this shit is crazy. So that having that tape done for about a year or so before it came out, I played it for everybody, and my confidence was already up before it dropped because I played it for people for a year. Played it for Ray when he was playing it. Used to play some shit for Royce. Just played it around my peers and shit, and everybody fucked with it. So
now I remember Green Lantern like telling me pretty early, like, yo, like Conway's dope, but like Benny's like special. And yeah, like I feel like that project really kind of solidified kind of your path that you're on right now. And obviously, Plugs I Met is a fucking classic.
That's my shit.
It's a classic.
That's my shit. Right
I don't say that very lightly.
No, right.
Because you can't call any. I mean, that's a classic project.
I'm happy.
And on that project, one of the best. I mean, dude, the record with Push is like one of the best coke rap songs ever created. Like it's like
shit.
It's like all like it'd be like if someone was like,
I'm here to cut you off. I tried to call that song Drug Dealer Anonymous 2.
Yeah.
They ain't let me, you know what I mean? I sent it in, turned it in and labeled it, and they called, and I think somebody from somebody's side was like,
yeah, you can't do that.
Don't call it that. And I'm like, all right, fuck it. 18-wheeler.
18-wheeler, of course. When you wrote your verse for that record, did you know Push was getting on it? So you kind of like, you were like, yo, I got to come with that talk.
That's one of the few records that I knew the person was getting on when I did the joint. But I knew that for Black Thought too.
So you gotta, when you know Black Thought and Push are getting on two different records.
Yeah.
Those are Jedis, man.
Right. So that's why y'all want to know why I'm rapping like that on them songs, because I know where them shits is landing at. You feel what I'm saying? So I remember hitting Push up, like, yo, I needed it. He's like, nah, I got you. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, yo, load this up, Shay. I did that shit immediately.
Fire.
You know what I'm saying?
We were talking too, like how disappointing it had to be. You were supposed to go out on the road with Russ. You're on Russ's album. Shout out to Russ for just giving so much free game, and I think
shout out to the big dog Russ, man.
Russ a great dude, but like, how did that happen? Like Russ and Benny on a record. When that track listing dropped, I was like, I want to listen to that song. I want to listen to the Raw song. You know what I'm saying? But like obviously he respects you as an MC, and Russ doesn't get enough love for his capabilities as an MC as well.
He don't. We listen. We actually got a record. I don't know when he gonna drop this record. Motherfucking Russ, Benny, and Black Thought. And it's just going. We both like, we all rapping long.
Wow.
You feel what I'm saying? It's almost like a 5-6 minute song.
Wow.
Everybody's rapping long. It's a crazy song.
Wow.
And I feel like it's gonna be a moment when it come out. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
That shit going crazy. Yeah, Russ.
See, he just tapped in with you on DM because he's obviously a fan of your shit.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He just tapped me on the DM. Like, Russ don't get enough credit for like his lyrical ability. You
For
know
sure.
what I'm saying?
The guy can do anything.
Exactly. So
and he
it's
gives
like,
free game to everybody.
So no matter where the career path, no matter where that took him, he still got the ability that he got. So he could notice it in others. You feel what I'm saying? So a person don't got to be all big and nothing like that. He just reaching out for the sport of it. Like, I like this dude. Yo, we should work. So shout out to Russ, because I love when niggas do that and help niggas with opportunities. And I do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? I reach back too.
I mean, listen, we talked about this on Zoom, but, you know, 2 records in the can with Drake? 2. So I mean, listen, you just dropped an album that's got Ross and Wayne and Sean on it.
Talking about them all the time. These just got to come out.
The Drake records, I mean, like we think of how many times that guy's jumped on someone's records and changed their life.
Right.
You already got your own shit. You know what I'm saying? But like to have Drake, like whose hands is it in for those records to come out? Is it in his hands? Is it in your hands? Is it like what? Like, I'm assuming one's coming out on his shit, one might come out on your shit. Like whose hands is that in?
Yeah, that's the plan. He put one out and I put one out. You know what I'm saying? But trust me, I feel like, because, you know, at the end of the day, this is a business. You know what I'm saying? It's records that I didn't put on my album because it wasn't cohesive with the album. Not saying that the records was bad. Records are crazy. I can't wait to put them out on something else.
Yeah.
But maybe if people don't get those records, I'm pretty sure they get a record with bro. You know what I'm saying? With me and bro. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's something that he want to do, but I feel like I'm gonna. Did
you body Drake?
I don't think I had. Hell no. Nah.
Did he? I mean, Drake's a smart guy. He's obviously a fan of you, so he has to come with his A+ game to hop on a record with Benny. Because, you know, the discussion will be like, yo, Benny washed Drake. That's what the first thing people are going to go to is be like, who got who?
I'm not going to lie. He's like one of the most like comfortablest person. Like,
he's a Jedi.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So he's like, he sent his verse first. Like, a lot of times dudes be scared
especially
to send you the record with their verse on it already because they feel like what you going to do when you come. I mean, he's confident. He like, huh. You know what I mean?
You do what you're going to do, I'm going to do what I'm going to do.
Exactly. You know what I mean? And I like that type of energy, and that just let me know a lot about him. And he played his game the right way.
Are there hooks on either of the records, or are we just talking straight bars?
I think the record that I got control of, or that he letting me rock with, is bars on there. You know what I'm saying? The other one is bars too. I'm already talking too much. Y'all going to get these soon, baby.
Listen, we're talking too, because I think that everybody's waiting for you and Jay-Z to work together ever since the Rock Nation thing.
Yeah, they are. Everybody was thinking Hov was going to be on Burden of Proof. I was seeing it in the comments. I'm like, yo, I hate to let the people down
especially when you put the tape over the name. when you drop the art, because the big Sean verse happened. I heard that record without Sean on it. So that Sean verse is rather recent, right?
Yep.
Yeah, because Hit Boy played me that record and it just had Wayne on it.
Yeah, people just knew it was Hov. I kind of think people knew. I mean, I kind of think like we knew people was going to think that, so that's why it's like, yo, take the name out.
Put the tape on it.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Let's troll the fans.
Like, we played into that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Is that something that, like, obviously everybody wants to do a song with Jay-Z. Everybody does. You have a direct line with Hov, but you also don't want to be the guy that just asks for the verse. You kind of want it to just happen.
Yeah, of course I want it to just happen, but I'm not gonna lie, I asked Big Homie for the verse because it's like you cannot like not ask for the verse. Yeah. So like you gotta let them know, like, yo, you know what I mean? But it's something that was gonna happen. I was saying this: if I was to get a whole verse, I would be the person who got one the quickest. Hov don't hand his verses out like that, and he don't hand them out that quick. When people get a whole verse, you're already a legend, solidified in the game by the time you get the verse 9 times out of 10. And I'm not at that point yet. You know what I'm saying? Maybe, but I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Maybe, I don't know. I know that he want to do it because we spoke about it.
Yeah.
But is the time right? Maybe not.
Facts. You were one of the only people who weren't necessarily, when the Griselda thing happened, you were not officially on Shady, right? So Conway, West Side, and the Griselda project came out through Shady, but you didn't have that Shady like label backing. Like,
right.
Did Eminem try to sign you later on after shit kind of started to get moving? Like, were there ever any discussions of you coming over to Shady officially?
Definitely. Shady Records tried to pursue me after.
Did you kind of like what made you kind of pass on that? Was it the fact that they didn't see it from the jump?
Nah, I never took it personal because I immediately understood the business of it, but I kind of like knew what the being under the shady umbrella was, and then it was like we was already under there, so like maybe let me get over here, so we, you know what I'm saying, or go wherever I was.
Don't put all your don't put the crew's eggs in the same basket.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
No, that's fair. Talk about the friendly competition between you, Gunn, and Conway, because I feel like it's definitely there. Like you guys are also, especially you and Conway on the MC side, but like quality of music, all three of you guys are out of here. Pray for Paris, one of the best albums of the year. Gunn's dropped 3 projects this year. You're about to drop your second. Conway dropped 2 but 3 projects this year.
Yeah, hell yeah.
But like, is the competition? It seems very healthy, and you guys are. I always, whenever you guys drop some shit, and there's like those quintessential like posse cuts, like Spurs 3 or whatever it is. Like that's like my first record I go to. Like,
right.
But like, is it competition, and is it ever been to the point where you're like, shit, like I got God on this record? Like I feel like when you have 3 artists on that level of rapping, it's gotta be like steel sharpens steel.
Yeah. No, is it competition? I can't look up here and say it's not competition.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But trust me, it's healthy competition. And it's not like devious competition.
Right.
It's like, you know what Conway gonna do. So you wanna, you know what I mean? So you wanna bring your shit too. And we go to the shows, you know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck this nigga be saying? He be like, they get crazy loud for West Side Gun shit.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? They get crazy loud. So it's like,
he's like the Paul Heyman of the crew, man.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just like everybody bring their own shit. But man, when I hear the people loud at the shows for West, I want them to be loud for me. You know what I'm saying? When I see the comments, yo, Conway dropped the classic, I want my shit to be classic too.
Of course.
You know what I mean? So it's like, it's that type of shit. And it's almost like, just trying to keep up with each other and shit.
Yo, look, man, quick break from the podcast to tell you about Odd Socks. All right. They're our official sponsor. They support what we do here at the Bootleg Kev podcast. All right. They got them Nickelodeon joints. They got these, shout out to Ghostbusters. I might keep those. Anyway, what you got to do is hit that oddsocksofficial.com. If you want to support what I do, the Bootleg Kev podcast, then support our partners, Odd Socks. Go buy some socks, man. Holidays are coming up. Oddsocksofficial.com. Keyword Bootleg Kev. You're getting 20% off of the most comfortable socks in the world. Shout out to Odd Socks. Yo, have you and Fred ever talked about doing an EP together?
Hell yeah.
Because you and Freddie, we just had that discussion in there, and it was like, yo, like, this shit is like, it has been a very long time. We have Kendrick, we have Drake, we have Cole. It's been a long time since we've gotten another one of those guys on that Mount Rushmore. And we were just talking like, you and Fred are like, I feel like got that chance. And Fred's obviously an OG, was on the 2010 freshman cover.
Yeah, fire, yeah. And we know we wear them shoes in the game, man. And it's just dope to be mentioned like that. You feel what I'm saying? To be mentioned with the likes and be mentioned in that type of manner of being on a Mount Rushmore. But
you and Fred, I feel like y'all got great chemistry. I know he fucks with. You're one of the few people in the industry that he actually likes.
No, that's my boy.
He's an asshole.
That's my fucking boy. You know what I'm saying? That's my boy. And we talk about that all the time. We need to make that happen. I'm going to call him when I finish this shit. We need to make that happen. You know what I'm saying? Little quick EP.
Just something for the fans.
For the streets. And we have fun doing it. We had so much fun.
All right, so Burden of Proof is out, and we've talked. I've heard you talk about Tana Talk 4, Plugs I Met 2. I know I've heard you say maybe what Plugs I Met 2, is that what's next on the? And Plugs, is it done?
Everything done. Every record is clear. Every sample is clear on it. Everything is done
except the whole verse, obviously.
The Plugs I Met 2, everything was done before Burden of Proof. That's what I'm telling people. It's like, I could have dropped that. I held off on purpose. You know what I'm saying? Because, the fans be thinking the nigga not in the studio, but like, I held off. That been ready. We was really like moments away from pressing a button on Plugs I Met 2. But it was like, let's catch this lightning in the bottle real quick and then go catch that lightning in the bottle too. Can
you kind of give me some of the game on your merch? Because I feel like rappers who are watching this, they might be able to come up on some game with what y'all are doing in the merch game. And like, what's the most y'all have ever, like, what's the most you've made on a merch drop in a month? Not to be in your pockets, but you know, for inspirational purposes.
The most I ever made was like 400,000.
400K on a was it a hoodie? Was it a shirt? Or was it
shirts?
That shit is crazy. 400,000.
Hell yeah.
Did you feel like
I just did a merch drop a couple days ago.
I know. Shout out, those hoodies are for the Pyrex hoodies.
Yep.
Go grab those.
Grab those joints fire.
Yeah, I was so mad when I went to the fucking LA show out here because the only thing that was left was like something you had for sale for $400 or something. I was like, fuck, man. Damn. I think it was like a jacket or something or some like
right.
fucking butcher like fucking apron or something.
Damn.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy, man. All right, so we're gonna get Plugs I Met 2 next.
Yeah, that's coming next. I got Fat Joe on there, 2 Chainz on there, French Montana on there, Jim Jones on there. It's crazy.
Obviously, you have Black Soprano family. Conway's got drum work music. Griselda's, you know, obviously, you know, family, but like how important is it for you to build your own imprint? Because, you know, the fucking mixtape was fire. Shout out DJ Drama. Shout out to the whole crew. Shout out to Rick Hyde. But like, how important is that for you to kind of like, I'm not saying break away from Griselda, but like have your own identity that's outside of Griselda?
It's super important. You know what I'm saying? It's super important in an aspect of not me trying to have my own identity, but being in the position that I am, I got a responsibility. You know what I'm saying? And Black Soprano family is really the family. And these is all due to our extended Griselda family. Like I seen Rick Hyde make a tweet the other day.
The first time I met Rick Hyde was with Conway. He came in, they both freestyled on my show. Like,
exactly.
He came up with Conway. Yeah.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So Rick Hyde like recorded Dr. Birds. He recorded like, you know what I'm saying? So these is like family. So they all had their own relationships with Griselda. And, you know, we like people compare us to the Wu-Tang Clan, and we kind of are like the Wu-Tang Clan because we got a whole bunch of different niggas, and Rick Hyde just been around forever, and Heem and Conway damn near from the same hood. You feel what I'm saying? Me and Heem's from the same hood. So it's like, you know what I mean? It's just extended family, and these are dudes who watched us make it to where we made it at and got the opportunity now to be a part of it. You feel what I'm saying? So it's super important that I take the responsibility serious and make a way so the guys who helped me get here could eat too.
I think everybody asked, you know, the top rappers question, but give me your top 5 albums off the top of your head. This isn't like a cement list. Just what are the 5 albums that come up?
Okay. I gotta go. Reasonable Doubt.
Okay. My favorite Hove album.
I gotta go. We Are the Streets. The Locks album.
The Locks, yep.
I love that album. Life After Death, Big. And I gotta go Nas, I Am. You know
interesting.
I Am.
The third album.
I Am. I'm gonna tell you the story behind that because I get that reaction all the time.
Because I feel like it's either It Was Written or Illmatic is everyone's answer, but I Am is.
I Am. When that came out, that's when I'm understanding music. So I went back to those. You feel what I'm saying? That's when I'm 14. I
remember buying that album vividly as a kid. I bought that in TLC's Fan Mail the same day as a kid.
He bought Fan Mail. Yeah, because it all came out at the same time. I remember 99. I remember that. You know what I mean? What's the 5th one, man? I would have to say the 5th one is Butcher on Steroids. Go check that out. If you never heard Butcher on Steroids, go hear that. People always ask me, what's my best album? I can never pick. I listened to that the other day and I had to stop. I had to be real with myself. Butcher on Steroids is some of my best work. You know what I'm saying? That shit is up there.
Butcher on Steroids.
Butcher on Steroids with Green Lantern.
Yo, shout out to Green, man. Hey, you know, what I love about what you guys do is like you guys will do a whole project with Hit Boy or a whole project with Alchemist or you know what I'm saying? Like Madlib, whatever the fuck, right? Is there any other producer that you would like to lock in with for that kind of, you know, the Hit Boy shit is crazy. Burden of Proof out now, go support it. But is there another producer outside of Derringer, outside of kind of that you would want to lock in with on I think you and Primo would be crazy.
That's what I was about to say. I want to lock in with Preem. Man, I want to lock in with Ninth. I want to lock in with Just.
Just would be crazy.
You know what I mean? And Ye too. You know what I'm saying? If you don't get elected president, maybe he has some time.
Are you voting for? Well, can you vote?
Yeah, I can vote. I'm not voting. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, you. You know, I was talking to Conway, and he was kind of explaining to me his trip to Wyoming and all that shit. Did you like your relationship with Kanye? Is there one there? Was that more him and Gun or?
Yeah, that was more him and Gun. And Gun. But shout out Ye though. You know what I'm saying? Because they invited me. But I mean, that was more. I think he like him and they did something together. But that was more him and Gun.
Can you talk about? Because I know you got to get out of here. The Rock Nation guy is waving at me. The man with the ponytail. Real quick, man, because I think it's important for anyone who's listening or watching this to kind of, for inspirational purposes, man. You know, I just saw your daughter is like going to college, right? Like, you're a fucking father. You're, I want you to kind of give me, you know, your take on the perseverance that it took for you to get to this point. Because I think a lot of people look at you as a new artist and look at you like, man, like you a grown ass man with real ass responsibilities in this world, and like you're just hitting your peak. And I think a lot of people, they're in it for the quick nut, and once something doesn't happen that they expect to happen as quick as they'd like it to happen, they give up and they walk away and question what they do. Like your career as a whole, kind of, you know, what drove you the whole time, man, and like
just my hunger for it and knowing I had the talent. I always felt the responsibility to my talent, because even when I was in and out of jail, or even I was on them corners trapping, or even I was serving niggas who was my fans. It's like, yo, man, you still rapping? And I'm like, damn, I was just in the studio earlier. Nigga asking me, am I still rapping? And I thought I had shit on lock. You know what I'm saying? In town, nigga asked me, is I'm still rapping? So I always felt that I always had to answer that. And I feel like, far as my perseverance and everything, is like, people hear it, but they don't really take it for what it's worth. Everybody want to do the cute shit. Nobody literally want to get in this game, have discipline, you feel what I'm saying? Discipline themselves and learn the business. You know what I'm saying? That's the hard part nobody want to do. These niggas selling all these records, they still don't know the business.
They don't know.
They still don't know shit. You know what I'm saying? Get on TV and they look like experts. These niggas don't know nothing. So I did everything step by step, because I couldn't getting the records from Drake and Push and all them niggas, and Wayne, that wasn't an option for me always. So
you had to earn that.
Exactly. So I did it step by step. I really did it the hard way, and you know, dudes don't want to do it no more. But that's the most valuable way to do it, because it's always gonna be there. If you put a brick on top of a brick, that's, you know what I'm saying, it's still, you're gonna go
Stacks
up.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's like, this is something physical. When I know what I'm doing, this is physical. Because the knowledge never go nowhere. You know what I'm saying? The experience that you got from that hard work will never go nowhere. And I felt like I just had the discipline. And I tell my team that, like, the number one thing is you got to have discipline, not enough to hang around those dudes who going to get you in some bullshit when you can't be here. You got to have enough discipline not to take the easy money over here when they offering it to you. You got to have a discipline and not to be over here fucking with these bitches over here, Instagram bitches, screenshotting your messages and all that weird shit.
Sure.
You got to have discipline in this game, and that'll get you fired. You know what I'm saying?
When I was talking to Conway, we were talking, and he was like, you know, when it comes to the Griselda, you look at it like it's a body. I'm the heart, Gun is the brain, and Benny's the muscle. What can you give me one thing? What's the biggest thing that you've learned from Gun? Because I feel like he is a genius. I feel like we have seen very few people come through this music industry that have his understanding of marketing. He's just a smart dude, man. And I feel
right. I learned a lot of marketing from him. Obviously, I learned a lot of just do it. It's just about doing it. Like, you could do what you want to do. There's no blueprint for this shit. Do it. You got an idea, do it. You know what I'm saying? What else? I mean, just shit like that. You know
Will there be another Griselda album?
Hell yeah.
For sure.
Hell yeah. What was Sheen gonna do? I heard. You know what I'm saying? I think he want to call it that. What was Sheen gonna do too?
You guys gotta have so many fucking records. Just
yes, we do.
Hey,
I need to drop the Benny and Conway project. Like, that's what we need to do.
That's what the fans want.
That's what the fans want.
Dog,
you know what I'm
for real.
And me and Conway, we talked about it before too. know what I'm saying? You know, niggas got their obligations, and it kind of was gonna get in the middle of their obligations. Not saying that we gave a fuck about that.
I would say it's kind of cool. Work. You guys are each independent.
Exactly.
Like, you know, I know Conway's got a shady album that's supposed to come out before the end of the year, but like, yo.
No, we talking about when we talked about it then.
How many songs do you guys have? Do you guys like, have you guys officially worked on records for that project, or is it just kind of like been talked about?
Oh, it's been talked about. So
you guys haven't like I think it should be you, Conway, and just pick a producer to do the whole joint. Whether it's Derringer, I think it really should be Derringer just for the fans.
I think so too. I think so.
If it's gonna be you two, it should be Derringer. Just do it for the fans, bro.
Yeah, we won't have it no other way. That we of course we'd do it with Derringer, and we haven't done that because like that's a 3-4 day thing. You know how the Griselda projects be. We get together and we lock the fuck in.
Have you guys talked about a name or anything? Yeah, you guys will sell so much fucking merch when that shit drops. Shout out to Conway. Hey, man, Benny, I appreciate you. I know you got to get out of here. Album is out, Burden of Proof. Go support it. Plugs I Met 2 coming before the end of the year?
It's on the way. Plugs I Met 2.
Before 2021?
Nah. No, before 20. Yeah, we going top of January on that.
Okay.
The pressure is up. I told people a couple months ago. After June to July, everything is mine. I've been killing features. I'm about to be smoking shit with this Burden of Proof, and I'm doubling back. You know what I mean?
Boom. Benny, appreciate you, bro.
All love, my boy.
Let's go.